Today, we're digging into a company called Palogix and looking at how modern infrastructure is tackling one of the biggest things holding back India's economy. At its heart, this is all about the logic of logistics.
So let me ask you this. How do you move a literal mountain of steel across a country as vast as India and do it affordably? Now, this isn't some riddle. It's a very real, incredibly complex problem. And figuring it out is absolutely key to unlocking massive economic growth.
All right, so let's start by laying out the pieces of this puzzle. For years and years, the insane cost and the sheer complexity of just moving goods from point A to point B has been a huge drag on industries all across India. I mean, think about it. Getting raw materials to a factory and then getting finished products out to the market, it means dealing with this tangled web of transport, warehousing, and handling. Taming those huge costs isn't just a good idea, it's one of the most critical economic challenges the country faces. And that's really where our story kicks off. A group of professionals looked at this giant puzzle and said, you know what? We can build a better system. And that answer is Palogix, a company that was literally created to bring a new kind of logic to logistics. Okay, so let's wind the clock back a bit. It's 2007, and this team, experts with tons of experience in logistics and management, they all get together. They had this one crystal clear mission: create logistics solutions that are customized, cost-effective, and, importantly, on time. And they decided to focus their firepower on one of the most powerful tools in the shed for moving heavy stuff, the railways.
And this quote right here, this is their whole philosophy. It's so much more than a catchy tagline. It's about building a system that's just fundamentally smarter and more efficient than everything that came before it. It's really about applying cold, hard logic to what has always been a pretty chaotic process.
So, how do they actually apply this logic in the real world? Well, the answer comes down to a really key piece of infrastructure, the private freight terminal, or PFT. Let's break down what that actually means.
A PFT is basically a super hub for cargo. A good way to think about it is like a major airport, but for trains and trucks. It's this one central point where goods that come in on a train can be unloaded, stored, and then sent right back out to their final stop by road or even another train, all in one smooth, seamless operation.
And this is exactly why it's a super hub. It pulls everything together. You've got these massive warehouses and specialized stockyards for storage. You've got sophisticated systems just for managing the trains. And the real magic bullet? You have that multimodal connection, linking the long-distance power of rail with the last-mile agility of trucks. It's the whole shebang, a total logistics solution, all in one spot.
So that's the theory, but how does it all actually work in practice? To really get the power of a PFT, we're going to go inside Palogix's flagship terminal in Muradnagar. It's the perfect case study.
Okay, this is where that logic gets real, through the tech that makes it all hum. We're talking about huge, remote-controlled gantry cranes that can lift giant steel coils and containers like they're nothing. We're talking about fully automated weighbridges that measure cargo in an instant. And it's even the small, smart stuff, like a proper drainage system, so materials stored outside don't get ruined. Everything is built for speed, precision, and efficiency.
So picture this. A full-length freight train rolls in on one of its dedicated lines. Those remote-controlled cranes immediately swing into action, unloading tons of cargo with very little human help. From there, the goods get whisked away to exactly the right storage spot, all ready to be loaded onto trucks for that final leg of the journey. The whole process is just a masterclass in operational flow.
And here's a little detail that I think is fantastic. The whole facility is designed to be a good neighbor. They've actually installed sound barriers to keep the noise down for the nearby villages. It just goes to show you that they're not only focused on industrial performance, but on being a responsible part of the community.
All right, so we've seen the impressive mechanics of the terminal up close, but now let's zoom out. Let's look at its real impact, because this isn't just about one facility. It's about connecting a massive economic engine.
And this is so important to get. The Muradnagar PFT isn't just some stop on a map. It's a strategic gateway. It's like a central artery that pumps lifeblood into the industrial heart of northern India. The power of this gateway really comes down to one thing: location, location, location. It sits right on major highways and expressways, connecting huge cities like Delhi and Meerut. It's also just a stone's throw from the Eastern Peripheral Expressway, which is this massive ring road that lets trucks bypass all of Delhi's traffic. You combine that with its direct rail access, and what you have is a true multimodal powerhouse.
And just try to wrap your head around the scale of its reach. This single terminal is a logistics lifeline for industries across 6 different states and the entire Delhi capital region. It's connecting major industrial centers like Hisar, Ludhiana, and Mandi Gobinder, making sure that steel and other critical goods get exactly where they need to go, efficiently and on time.
But here's the thing. Muradnagar is just the beginning. The ultimate vision here is to build a whole network of these terminals all across India. Just imagine replicating this kind of efficiency in key spots all over the country. The ripple effect on the national economy would be absolutely immense.
And that brings us to our final thought for the day. The Palogix model really proves how applying simple logic to infrastructure can solve gigantic challenges. So, as India's infrastructure keeps growing and evolving, it really makes you wonder, what's the next big logical leap that's going to define the future of how a nation moves? Thanks for watching The Explainer.